Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast, Awakening Spiritual Gifts. It's always one of my favorites to see and to connect to each of you, whether you're watching live or on the replay. So thanks for being here, everyone. So I'm kind of excited for today. There's so much symbolism with what's going on with like the lunar eclipse full moon. That's pretty cool. In fact, I'm curious, was anyone able to see it? I'd love comment if you're able to, if you're able to see it. I know like where I'm at, it was like 5 a.m. that it was taking place. So I was just kind of curious if anybody saw it. I went outside. I tried to see it at 5 a.m, but it was cloudy, so I was not able to see it. So I just went right back to bed. It's the last week of school for my kids, and I've been working like late. I think I stayed up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was more like 3-hour nap, and then got up to try to see the moon, but I couldn't see the eclipse. So did you guys see it? Did anybody see it? Love to hear. Oh, you did? Okay, so you did, but it was behind the clouds. Yeah, mine was just so super cloudy. And I wondered, I was like, well, maybe I could try to go drive around or something, but I didn't want to do it. But I definitely love the, I've always just loved astronomy. I've loved the sky. I've always loved the stars. I was always like the kid that was just wondering, what's out there and looking at the stars. So anything with the stars is just the stars, the planets, the moons, the whether it be physical or even just the symbolism there. It's one of my favorites. So it's really cool. So just for this one day, I don't know if anybody is familiar with human design, but human design is kind of a personality thing, but it takes in like a lot of information. It kind of takes in some of the planetary stuff, the time you were born, and then also like different parts of yourself, like it could be kind of more open in personality or more fixed in your personality. So it takes in a lot of things like that. And today, for this one day, it's called a gate, when there's just a specific energy or like planetary kind of alignment, and it just goes through cycles. But this particular gate lines up with our total lunar eclipse, full moon, and the gate today is the gate of power. And it's just for 24 hours. Tomorrow actually leads into the gate, another gate with zest. And when I've been doing, I did a daily energy read yesterday in my groups, and just even looking at some of the energy from last week, and I could see it was kind of building up to this. And so I just think it just went so well with what the energy was that I was seeing, and then seeing this gate of power. It was like we're having, this is a great time for transition. It's a great time for some movement to kind of help pull us out of, there's been kind of an inward pull in the energy lately, a lot of like reflection, uprooting of any past stuff. And so now it's like, we're going to get some of that. It almost feels like the fire energy. Like I love some of the fire energy because it just fuels and gives strength. And yes, it can also kind of burn sometimes, but it's a purifying. It can bring some really cool things. And so just because this is today, I thought it would be, I just want to kind of like share this little mess here. So, and especially with full moons, I love the symbolism of a full moon. It's like it's complete, and then and then it begins kind of the next cycle. So full moons are great. It is a great time for us to explore maybe what we need to release and to let go of in order to stay in alignment with our intentions. And then the eclipse energy just amplifies the intensity. So we got that. And this gate, like I was saying, the gate of power, it actually is the most powerful gate on like that human design chart that I was describing. It really is good for helping us to kind of explore what stands in our way, from anything that's keeping us from feeling powerful and trapping us in our powerlessness. So that's kind of like that power and that strength. That fire. It's like let's reignite that pilot light inside of you and just let's get some of that back. So it's really, we cannot, and then I love even thinking about like we cannot force power. In fact, if you try to force any kind of fire energy, then it goes into the shadow version, which can just be destruction and harm and burning things away, right? But if you can step into the power in the light way, then it really is a really great burst of illumination and strength and courage. Like all of those things are aligned with that. So, you know, it's like a really great energy to pull in, to kind of listen to your inner self and to live your highest form of expression that you can and what you were created to be on this earth. It's like, let's just shed some of the things that are not you and fully like ignite the person that you are, and then lean into it and give yourself courage, or it can give you some courage to live it. So, oh, I love this. So Dan, listening to, oh, I love it. Brought tears to your eyes. That's a great, oh my gosh. His voice, oh my goodness. There's some songs on there that I'm just like, it just transcends. Like you just get pulled up. I'll have to go listen to Higher. Or the whole CD. I haven't listened to that for a while. There's a few of his songs that I've put on some of my playlists that are kind of my uplift playlist, and it just takes me, but I haven't listened to the full CD. And definitely, I think that's so funny. This is so funny. I accidentally did my group today instead of my page, which that's okay. I'm going to roll with it. I think everything has a purpose. So I'm only seeing you as a Facebook user. So don't forget to give permission to the software here. I think it's just StreamYard.com/Facebook can give you permission, or sometimes there's a little thing nearby or gives instructions. But yes, sending love to you. You got to fight that powerless feeling. Like, this is a great time to just like let one die and let another one be reborn. You know, one thing that I actually do that I love, that is really, really supportive to me when I'm feeling some of that powerlessness, and sometimes if I'm feeling that powerlessness and I start leaning into all these tools that normally work, like let's say I try to go meditate and pray and journal and reflect and do all like the softer, more the yin, the yin kind of receiving type energies, if that isn't pulling me out and giving me direction or inspiration, kind of lifting me up, then oftentimes it's actually the opposite energy that I'm requiring at that moment. Start adding in some yang energy, kind of like if you want to put the gender, like a divine feminine or divine masculine label to it, we each have both of those energies within us, right? Like whether you're male or female, we each have these, the softer or the, you've got the, but that's why I just kind of say yin and yang. It's like one is more fluid, and one is more of the structure. One is more the nurturing and the comfort and the receiving, and one is in the being energy. The other is like a doing, and a doing and a protecting and a but we've all got them, both of them. And so if I'm doing one of them and if I'm leaning into that yin and the soft ones, it's not bringing me out and I'm feeling that, then one of my favorite things to do is to use the opposite energy and see if that helps. So what can you do to add some fire in? Can you, what music can you listen to? Can you do something a little bit more aggressive in your physical activity? Like maybe you're going for a sprint or something, a power walk versus like a leisurely walk. Can you do, music like that you're listening to, your body, your actions? Can you go do a body combat class at the gym? I don't know. What can you do to kind of like get some of the yang energy? It could even just be just getting out. It could be even like I'll do like sometimes even in just like the food that I eat, or the like I'll be singing, you know, that's when I'm belting out maybe some like power ladies of the 80s or something, because it like matches my deep voice, you know, that old 80s ladies rock. Like I can sing the heck out of that because I got a deep voice. And so I'll just kind of get some of that gruff singing out, and it just kind of like fires me up. Or so anyway, so that's kind of something fun. It could help out to lean more into the fire and to the yang if the yin is not bringing you the peace. And the opposite is true. If you're in a grind, if you're feeling a little bit of too much of the doing and feeling too much of the structure and stuff like that, then you might actually have to ease off and go towards the yin. Do some meditation, do some creative, like that freedom just to be versus doing. So anyway, okay, so let's go to some of the comments today. Yes, please. I don't know why. That isn't weird. It didn't show you, Natalie. Maybe it's because you're watching from the other group. Okay, so I don't know who's really struggling, but I can take a look at this anyway, or actually, let me see if you could post your name, that'd be awesome, or I can try to hurry and find it too. Okay, so this is still Natalie, but yeah, definitely feeling like it's heavy yin. Yeah. It's really interesting because a lot of times this is so good for us with awakenings, because oftentimes our world and our society is so geared towards more that doing energy that during an awakening, the answer is to lean so far into the yin energies, to just receive and to be and to get all these insights. I can't even tell you how many hundreds of people that I've helped and seen this process. They're like, what do I do? I keep doing these same things, trying to get the answers. And it's like, well, flip it into just do something, lean more into the masculine energy. So, okay. So Jennifer, all right, my dear, let's look at you. Okay. So thanks for writing the name there. That helps. Okay. So Jennifer, first of all, want to send you love. I'm going to send you some love. I think there's a lot of people kind of going through some struggles right now. I think that some of what's going on right now is a lot of that, anytime you got any kind of rebirth or transformation energy, it's guaranteed to have some struggle there. So first and foremost, I just want to send you love. And that things will get easier for you. Let's see. Let's just kind of do a little general read and see if there's something that your energy is wanting first and foremost to kind of shift out of. And then you can just kind of take it and reflect on it and see if that's going to serve you today. So let's look at this. Okay, I do definitely see some of that energy that's kind of heavy. I see it kind of coming down. It's like a wave. It's coming down from your head and almost through your eyes. The eyes even feel a little bit hot, like there's just tears, and then just kind of going in a downward motion, just feeling that heavy, feeling some of the sorrow and sadness. One of the first things that kind of came up was just to honor what you're feeling. And to allow yourself to experience it. I know it wants to, like, it's always like, okay, how do I get rid of it? Or how can I move past it? But sometimes the best thing for us is to just listen and to feel it and to learn from it. And so there's something about that, like for you to just experience it so it doesn't get trapped or bottled or shifted. Because then if that happens, you'll just be coming back to it again later anyway. So I feel like just this honoring. And there's something I'm seeing with your heart. And I'm seeing your heart being held like in hands. It just like looks like it's like being held. And so it feels twofold. It feels like one, to to do what you can, or to lean into people and things that will help hold your heart and hold that space and that emotions for you. And then the second part of this message feels like from the other side, just to remember that your heart is being held. I really feel like that's something that like God really wants you to know. Like our Father in heaven loves you so much, and it just feels like reminding you that you have angels and you have loved ones, and you're not alone. He sees you, he hears you, especially he hears you, he hears your prayers. He knows your pains, he knows your struggles, and you're held and you're in his hands. So it feels like a twofold message to you. So anyway, I just want to send you love on that. And heck, I'll even send some extra love dose to your heart too. Like, and I'll pray for you today. Actually, I'm going to pray for all of you today. As soon as I said I'm going to pray for Jennifer, I could feel that there were others here too. So, I mean, I pray for you guys a lot anyway. Like, pretty much every day, I guess I'm praying. Like, how can I serve? How can I love? How can I? But I will be more specific and intentional in my prayer today, that it can especially wrap you up in love and help you guys feel strengthened and courageous to face and to overcome whatever is in front of you at this time. So, sending love. Okay, that is weird. Okay, let's look at, oh, Dan, that was some really wise words right there. Sometimes we're struggling or fighting against the things that do not matter, and we just need to let go to lose that feeling of being powerlessness. That is some great stuff for all of us. If you guys, there's that little quote that's like, that which you resist persists. Yeah, it's very true. Like sometimes when we fight something, we want to get over it, and we're like, then it hangs on because it's there is value in that struggle. Yesterday, actually, on the recording too, I also talked about, like, there's that video and that little, I think it's 8 to 10 minutes. I just recorded like in January about the value of struggle, and do not underestimate the value of it. But it's so true, like, because there's so much value there, but the answer to overcoming it is exactly what you said, Dan. Like, I love this. Like, sometimes it's a matter of letting go and surrendering to it and seeing the gifts that are in it. Because when I got that little download in January about the value of struggle, the message that came to me was, do not underestimate the value of struggle. And then it continued on, and it was like it was being told to me, like, Martina, do not curse it, do not wish it away, do not rush it, do not underestimate the value of it. Like, and if you're just constantly like, oh, I don't want this, blah, 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 it's like, then you're not getting the gift that is within it. That is how the butterfly's wings are strengthened to even fly out of the cocoon. It has to fight its way out of the cocoon and like work its muscles in the wings. If you save that butterfly too soon and help it out, the butterfly will die. That's such a universal principle. If you're going to purify silver, it needs the heat. It has to get those things like that are the refinement process has to have the heat to purify it and to bring, the impurities up so that it can be removed from it. So up and out. So good stuff. All right, let's go to, yes. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm loving your comments. I'm definitely extra prayers today. And hopefully too, I would even just like, let's breathe and see if we can just even release and just like step into the flow and use some of the energies that are coming right now to give us courage and to shift us out. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to disappear for a minute. Hi, I'm here still somewhere. Okay, we're going to go to this one. And I love it. I'm going to actually just kind of read over here. So I love this. You've taken the intuitive personality test, a sky first and a heart second. I love it. So I'm just barely learning how to live as a sky. I'm extremely good at mind and earth. Yes. That is definitely common for many of us. We have learned to do even our opposites. Okay, so I'm just getting stuck in those energies no matter how I try to live as a sky and heart. I'm working in a greenhouse, which I love. Oh, let's see here. Am I missing some? Looks like a cutoff. Okay, so did it finish somewhere? Am I missing something on the chat? Looking here. Yeah, let me know if I'm missing something on the end of that. It looked like you were about to type something else on that. But like, honestly, like the first thing that comes to my mind when I read your comment here is that awareness is the first thing. That is always the first step we take with any kind of shifting or changing. Oh goodness, I would love to show a visual here, but I don't have it easy on my computer. I'm going to draw it. Is this okay if I'm going to draw something here for you? Okay. Let me get a marker so you can see it. Ooh, what color is dark? Okay, we're going to do dark blue here. Okay, so with the intuitive personality types, I love to picture it like a northeast, southwest, like the whole compass thing with all of that. That is such a great visual for us because it's like, and then I also love to picture it. Like if you've heard me teach this like years ago, I actually just called them energy anchors. They're like our personality energy anchors because it's just the way the energy, the personality energy moves through us and flows because we have all four of them all the time. And I believe that as we learn and develop and mature and have experiences in life, we actually will learn how to speak and to interact with all of those energies in us. Like a whole person can have all of them equal. Like it's just like this wholeness that you can achieve in life. But yet the anchor point is your dominant still. That's still the one that's like just the dominant, like a plug. Like that's where you plug in to the divine energy, personality energies. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to just kind of draw this here. Okay, and then we're going to do highlight with some pink here. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can see this picture. Can you see that okay? Okay, so if you notice, so I put the little sparkly thing up here. Whoa, I'm backwards. Whoop. Okay, so that's the dominant personality. That's sky. Oh, actually, I'm going to draw the direction of energy. So the energy is going to actually move like this. So you've got the dominant. The next one is heart. Whoa, backwards. Heart. So that's your secondary. Your third would be here. And then your fourth would be there. So it kind of just moves. Like you'll always see me kind of doing this little motion because it's like if you've got like the north, you'd be northeast, northwest, but you can't go north, south. So just that's the directional in which this energy comes in. But what I want to also point out to you is look at these blue lines. Each of them are different lengths. Now we have all four of them within us, but yet, and even though these are your dominant ones, whoops, wrong way, sky and heart are the dominant. Okay, these ones are the dominant. You've highly developed your mind and earth. So those are going to be longer and more developed just because of simple time experience. So what is going to take is some time and experience and some conscious choosing and intention to start living and adding in to the sky and the heart energy. If you're doing a lot of mind and earth energy, then guess what? You better be like, okay, now I got to restore my, plug back in. Make sure that you're plugged into the sky energy first. So if you start feeling depleted, if you start feeling heavy, you'll start feeling unsatisfied in life, feeling trapped, depressed, like things it just feels like like, ugh, blah. If you're feeling any of those things, it's like then you've got to start plugging into your core ones. What can you do to get into the sky energy? Maybe it's actually a little bit of a routine every morning that you start your day out in the sky energy. So it's not necessarily that you have to live there all the time, but you can plug into that. And we can use stepping into these different energies within us on purpose. I'll tell you what, when I'm cleaning my house, man, and when I have to get something done and there's all these little details, or maybe I'm thinking of family and I'm trying to plan a holiday with family, you better bet I try to step into some of that earth energy, because that earth energy is really, that's the home of traditions and routines, and like the physical space and what's right in front of me. And when I go and speak to my child that is a dominant earth personality, you better bet I start stepping into that earth personality, using words that are speaking to his languaging. And then I've got a mind dominant daughter. And when I go and I speak to her, then I'm using the mind languaging there. I say, I think. I remove some of the emotional reactions, so she is safe to just speak in her very principle based, like more value, more things are black and white. And I don't take offense to her when she just says precise truth that could offend if I were if I were in my heart energy. And then you better bet, man, I've got a heart daughter that's gonna blast people with her love, and I use a little bit more of the tenderness in my tones, and I make sure that she's feeling that. Does this make sense? So we can all use this. And then what's going to happen there is that so instead of, and now I'm going to do a little drawing here that's going to show, as you start speaking and leaning into all of them and becoming more of that wholeness, whole person, I'm going to just show you. You still have your port of energy. It's still kind of the flow, but as you develop and grow, then these are going to become more even, and you're going to become more the whole. And so it's like you can just fluctuate throughout your day with whatever you're doing, whatever person you're dealing with. You can use them. I'll tell you what, whenever I'm dealing with government stuff and taxes, or if there's some kind of legal stuff, or even if I have to break some difficult news or write a letter, I let that mind energy serve me really well there. So, there's just, anyway, did that help? I kind of went off on that, but I feel like this is some really good, this is actually stuff I've been kind of prompted to talk about more. Is let's talk about what really these intuitive personality types can be and what it means. There's a lot of different nuances in relationships and business and our happiness, our daily energy, finding our joy, plugging in. So Cindy, let me know, especially if that helped. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay. So we've got the next level of the question is, how do I live more as a sky heart in the conditions? Did that help? Kind of what I was saying, what, or maybe let's even just brainstorm. Okay. So let's think about some of the sky energy, right? It's a little bit more, ethereal in nature. It's more kind of the possibilities. It's the realm of what if, oh, well, what if this, or what if this, it just really can, just kind of expand out. If you were to put it in music, what kind of music would capture that feel? What kind of movies would capture that feel? Do you like sci-fi? Do you like fantasy? Do you like philosophy? Do you, that's a lot of sky energy. Magic, thinking of magical, that's kind of fantasy stuff. I've loved that kind of stuff my whole life. That's definitely evidence of some sky energy. Do you like And then also too, like heart, like, do you know people? Who do you know? What relationships, what people can you talk to and lean heavily into that sky heart energy? So you could talk to them. Same thing with music. What kind of music would have heart energy, or movies would have heart energy? What kind of activities would have sky heart energy? Whether it's yourself or someone else in nature, what kind of nature things, what kind of vacations could you plan in each of the different, you can see the different personalities might want to travel different places and do different things, have different people. If you were to have foods, like even think about eating a food, maybe a sky energy is like trying something new. An earth energy might be making a grandma's recipe you haven't had in a long time, and it kind of takes you back to that place. I mean, like, so even food and just all experiences have these different elements and energies in it. So let me know how that is resonating, and I would love for you to experiment with it. And it might take some time if you've been so heavily in the other ones, and just start acknowledging it and feeling it. Okay, let's look at, I don't know why. Yeah, that's so weird that Natalie, your thing doesn't show up. You normally do show up. Okay, I wanted to ask you about my pooch. She shifted recently, and so your doggie is named Jenny? That's cute. She's shifted recently. Describe shifted. What is she shifted? Like her personality shifted? Her energy shifted? What shifted in your pooch? But I'll look really fast. Cute little doggies. And I am curious. Oh, actually, I would love to know, what is your impression of it? And I'm going to do mine here too, but I know you're an extremely intuitive, gifted individual, as I know everyone here is. And so I'd love to even like hear, like, what are some of your impressions? What are you picking up from your pooch? Jenny, because like you felt it. Describe it. What do you think caused it? If you were to ask yourself, like, listen to it, tap into her, and to be thinking about what she's going through, what do you think she's experiencing? So I'd love to have you write some of that, and I'm going to take a look, but love to hear what yours is. Because honestly, you'll be more right too, I'm sure, just because you're closer to her and you know her better. But then perhaps I can be like a second witness to some of it. Okay, so let's see here. Was there any recent changes in her life? People, situations, moving? So on the walk, she's resisting certain directions. Okay, so here's your impressions. I love your impressions. I'm feeling something with her hips and guts. So it's interesting. Like when I just tapped into it, like the emotions of it, I definitely feel some stubbornness there, but it's like, I'm just kind of feeling this, I want to do what I want to do. Like it just feels like this desire for more choice and agency, which is so interesting because it's a pet and it's a dog. So this kind of sounds strange, but I would actually talk to her and ask her, like, do you want to go for a walk? What do you want to do right now? Like, just kind of like ask, and like everything, can I just tell you, everything has agency. Everything that has energy and intelligence absolutely responds to agency and choice. And I'm even telling you, one thing I don't talk about, I don't even think I've talked about this publicly too much, is being able to influence different elements in the earth. Like, whether like I'm changing the direction of wind, or making like a fire, like a campfire smoke go another direction, or if I'm, speaking to the clouds and wanting some covering from the sun, or whether it's, I used to do this like metal bending, like I would like, like kind of sounds kind of funny, but like even metal and rocks and plants, everything has this agency and choice. And so when you can kind of connect to it and communicate and ask and get its permission, and maybe just like ask it and show it what you're looking for, and then waiting for that response from it, like we can work with our whole physical world and people and plants and animals and everything so much better when you have that agency. And so, oh, I love that. Look at this. Love it. See, I just echoed your impression already. You've been feeling that. You allow her to pick the direction. Just feels like maybe there's just been like, oh, I'm just stuck on somebody else's. You may actually even want to just sit down and kind of talk to her and just kind of like feel her spirit and just see if there's some emotions that you can expect. And I'm saying this specifically for you, Natalie, because I do know that, like you do have, like you definitely can lean in and pick up those emotions too. Maybe some people would have a different type of gifts that might work differently, or different spiritual senses, but with you, I could definitely see with your heart energy, you could sit, you could talk to her, you could actually talk to her body, lean into her hips and her stomach and her stuff, and see what is it telling you, what is her body saying, what is her spirit saying. Yeah, and I love that you said, I actually asked her this morning if we can have a good walk today, and did she give you a good walk? I don't know if you've gone yet, but did she respond better when there was asking versus telling? Yeah, force energy is just so interesting. It's so destructive no matter what it is. I mean, there's sometimes like we've got to have stronger, like boundaries and holding firm. I want to say firm. Firm energy is an appropriate energy at times, but force energy can always kind of like backfire. And she did it. So yay. So she walked better. So this is really good. Like, I'm so glad you actually asked this question, because this is so applicable for like all of us here. Do you have same kind of thing? Like, do you have children, pets? Do you have plants? What in each of your lives can you maybe connect to and give more agency and ask and connect and communicate? I'd actually love to even hear too, like how do you guys do it? I know I'm not the only one that does this stuff. Do you guys have experiences where you connect and you communicate to things like I just shared? I just shared some like stuff. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's so cool. You do that with whistling, like asking the air element for a little bit of cold wind during hot afternoons. And it does. I love that you shared that. Like, we are so connected to everything. It's so beautiful. Yeah. Amy, let's go to your question, my dear. This is such a good question too. So good. Okay. So earlier in the broadcast here, we were talking about the value of struggle. I was a parent, or anytime you have a loved one and someone that you really care about, it's a little bit more tricky with this. But it also includes, don't underestimate the value of struggle for yourself. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to save. Don't try to be saved from it. This same thing applies to other people and to loved ones and our children. Sometimes we create more harm for them by trying to rush in, save them from it, make it so they don't experience it. This is where it gets hard, because you're watching, like at some point, we may have to be, like as long as we're connecting and we're checking in, like, hey, am I supposed to reach in and do something here? And sometimes the answer is yes, but more often than not, what I'm finding is the answer is don't try to rush in and save a person. We're not the savior. We're not their savior. Our role is really just a side-by-side role that's more like a cheerleader, a friend. It's someone side by. So instead of in their face going, oh, here, let me protect you and save you from this, and here, let me make sure you have all that you need. It's a side-by-side thing going, this is hard. And you're like, I know that that's hard for you. And I'm just here to say, I have confidence in you. You're strong enough. You're amazing. And it's almost like you're side by side, kind of pointing to them to, here's what I do, and here's like where how I found how I find peace and healing and strength. But I can't do it for you. But I know you're strong enough to do it your own, by yourself. This requires such a level of faith and objectivity, and it's hard. It feels like you're actually disconnecting or not even caring as much. But it's not that you're not caring, it's that you're actually evolving to a higher place where you're not just, you're getting a higher perspective. Okay, you're not just looking at this mountain in front of your child going, oh, that's a big mountain. Oh my gosh, my daughter's gonna have to go over this mountain. Because that's projecting. That's you going, oh, that was a big mountain for me, so therefore it's a big mountain for you. You as a mother now have the opportunity to lift up with a higher perspective and go, this is like me flying in an airplane, looking at the mountain going, okay, it's a big mountain, but you got this, because from this view, it's smaller. From this view and on the other side of the mountain, it's worth it. To deny your daughter opportunities and painful experiences to learn is also denying her the very gifts and strengths and tools that come from going through it. So it's totally this balance of, how do I care and how do I support, while also standing by and watching and not trying to save and trying to jump in, right? It's a tricky thing at first. It takes practice. Still, it takes practice. One thing I have definitely, it took me a while to learn, was to listen into myself and go, at what point am I trying to help a person for them, or am I trying to help them as a way to ease my own discomfort with watching them go through something hard? I would say be there for her, share with her, be a cheerleader. This is what I've learned, kind of that side-by-side thing. Like, I get you, I understand you, I love you, I have confidence in your abilities, and let me share with you some things that have helped me. And then at the end of the day, when you share and all that you can, and if there's nothing there that you left to do, then there's times to just let her go through it and be there for her when she's ready to come to you. Does that help, Amy? I want to send you so much love. Yes, right here. Like, I think sometimes I've been trying to heal myself in preventing her struggles. Yeah, we do. We do. And that is actually a really good acknowledgement that you do. So then the next thing is to keep healing yourself without it being attached to her, so that you do have those tools to say, and there's nothing wrong too with going to your child saying, you know what, I'm not healed yet. I'm not perfect. I don't know how to do this. I'm still figuring this out. I experience some of the same things you do. So I'm not necessarily like this all knowing. I'm actually, in this particular thing, I'm still learning just like you're learning. Heck, maybe we can go through our own struggles and we can share what we learn along the way. That has been some really powerful conversations I've had with my children. It also empowers them to know that they have the answers within them. They have some strength within them, and it gives them courage and confidence in their abilities. And then you can work on you, they can work on them, and it's like a side-by-side, like we're holding hands versus trying to save them. So, and look, you are not alone in that, Amy. This really applies to anyone who loves anyone. So pretty much everyone, right? I mean, this could be like friends or family or parents or anyone that you love, that you want to try to help them and save them from some of the pain. That all of this stuff applies. So, okay, good. Sending love on that. Great questions. Good stuff. And I am so grateful for all of you that do ask questions. because of the way it helps other people. And I guarantee you guys are probably feeling that. Like when someone asks a question, oftentimes too, you can start to see patterns in the questions, and you can see, oh my goodness, we are literally more connected than we know, because look, we're all kind of going through certain things at the same time. Or it's almost like you can find other soul family. Like I swear there's like different pockets of people that we go through. Like, you know, I've got people and friends that I don't even have to talk to for like a year or two, and then we all of a sudden connect. And even though we had different life experiences, we've learned like similar lessons along the way. And then I've got other friends, and it's like we learned something else in a different way, or like we have soul family, and then at the end of the day, we are also connected. So good stuff. All right, my friends. I hope you guys have a beautiful day today. I'm grateful for being here. If you know, if we can also answer questions. If you've been watching before, even if you're watching on the replay, you cannot catch the lives. Remember that we can also do questions. You know, we can do them before, during, or after. So you can even comment here if you're like, hey, I'd love something on the next one. You can comment here. You can message the Intuition Gym page, or you can email. I just ask to just try to keep it a little bit short. If it's a big novel, sometimes it's a little hard for me to do on the fly. So do that. Yes. Oh, I love this, Monica. Yes, it does just help to listen in. Yeah. And it's really cool because like everything is so connected that sometimes you get answers and you don't even know that you were asking the question yet. It's like it just comes. So, and as always too, I'd really, if you are enjoying this, please share it. Please share it with as many as you can. You can invite friends to it, invite them to the free group, invite them to like the page. Let's really just grow this and spread this out and love others as much as we can. So, okay, thanks for being here, everyone, and you have a wonderful day. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.